11-year-old gets shot by the police. Police officer gets reappointed. Here's a video.
Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Where is he at? Where is he at? You better come on out. Come out, ma'am. Does he have any weapons? Step out. Come on out.
Go that way. Step out. Go.
Come out, sir. Don't make us come in.
Look, go. You need to move. Get from behind me. Go on out there.
Where is he at?
I was trying to tell her. She told me to move.
Police, you got any weapons? You better put them down.
He shoots the child. The child did no wrong, thought the police was there to help, and he shot the child. The officer is Greg Capers. Now, I'm going to take you back to the interview that was done with Anderson Cooper, and I want you to hear this young child have to explain what happened to him.
He said, everybody come out with your hands up. Then I came running inside the living room. Then I remember I heard the big bang. Then I just remember holding my chest.
As he laid in his mother's arms, bleeding out from a gunshot wound, 11-year-old Aderrien Murray was so convinced he was going to die, he began to pray to God and sing gospel songs.
I was thinking like I'm going to die. Tell my whole family, tell my teacher. I said I'm sorry for what I did.
Aderrien's mother says he developed a collapsed lung and suffered fractured ribs and a lacerated liver due to the gunshot wound. He spent days in the ICU at the University of Mississippi Medical Center in Jackson, needing a ventilator to breathe.
It came right here.
More than a week since the shooting, he is remarkably in good spirits, but says sometimes when he's alone with his thoughts for too long, he has nightmares.
Sometimes I can see myself laying inside the coffin. Them are my thoughts at night, my only ones. And sometimes I think people are watching me. But my main thought is me dead.
If that officer was here, sitting right here across from you, what would you want to tell him, Aderrien?
Why did you do it? I could have lost my life all because of you. I want you terminated for what you did to me.
Young man, he's not even a young man, he's a child. 11 years old. Having to explain a near-death experience because a cop damn near killed him. And he did nothing illegal and was not the target. The cop just decided he was. Put up the picture full mass. Bodycam video shows that cop, Capers, approaching the home, banging loudly on the door. A dispatcher tells Capers over the radio that the mother permitted police to kick the door in if need be, but Capers is unsuccessful in his attempts to do so. After he hears someone approaching the front door, he holds up his gun, repeatedly shouts, "Let me see your hands." And a woman opens the door with her hands up. Capers asks the woman, "Where's he at? Where's he at?" before ordering her to exit the home. He also asks her if the suspect in question has any weapons before yelling, "Come out, sir. Don't make us come in." Capers then enters the home with his gun drawn, ready to fire. He continues yelling warnings into the home before the 11-year-old Aderrien suddenly appears. Capers decides to shoot him. As soon as he came into view, then yelled, "Oh my God," in surprise and immediately called for first responders. You see, the child is running out of the home to his mother after being shot in the chest. He suffered a collapsed lung, fractured ribs, lacerated liver from that shooting. He was placed on the ventilator. Months passed before a grand jury finally decided in December 2023 to not criminally indict Officer Capers. Following that decision, the Board of Aldermen voted to reinstate Capers to his post on the force, gave him his job back. The kid just said, I wanted him to be terminated from employment. That's it. They didn't even give him that. Aderrien and his family attended the meeting, and as the board voted to reinstate Capers, a surge of emotions overcame the boy, and he had to be taken to a nearby hospital for treatment again. The Murray family filed a $5 million lawsuit almost immediately after the shooting against the city. Police Chief Ronald Ramsey and a few other officers, including Capers, allegedly for using excessive force, negligence, reckless endangerment, and civil assault and battery. They also called for Capers and the police chief to be fired from their positions. The family reportedly planned to file a second lawsuit after the grand jury's decision to not charge Officer Capers. It shouldn't be this difficult. It really shouldn't be. Let's just say on the spectrum of gun violence, because you do realize when a cop commits it, it's still gun violence, right? On the spectrum of charges, gross negligence is still a charge. It's still a crime. But to say what you did was proper? No. This is because of the jurisdiction you're in. This is because of the powers that be that decided to govern this, because in certain jurisdictions, that cop would definitely be facing a charge with the right prosecutor, the right presenter of facts. Was 11-year-old kid had to be rushed to the hospital again because he's in an emotional nightmare of what this man has done to him.
Yeah, we're just lucky that the kid is still alive. That's a strong kid, strong-willed, that he was able to survive that and even be able to speak on, the events that occurred to him. This is something that this kid will not soon forget. It will be with him for the rest of his life. That's a fact. And so that's unfortunate. Honestly, what comes to mind for me, seeing this black cop and this black police chief, oftentimes we think, if we just racialize some of these institutions that exist to oppress us, that we can make them better. But I don't think a black cop, a black police chief can make a police force any better than some black CEO can make, Goldman Sachs less exploitative, right? Those institutions exist to perform certain functions, and no matter who comes into those institutions, you will not stay there if you're not performing the function of said institution, no matter what your color is. And it takes the community to fight back against these cats, because they literally exist to view certain people, the people that they're policing, as an adversarial community. These aren't citizens who they're working in concert with in order to serve, because you can't walk into a house of people you consider to be your fellow citizens, people who you consider to be in service of, and shoot an 11-year-old child. That just can't happen. And so, yeah, the idea that this guy gets to keep his job, much less his freaking pension, after shooting a freaking 11-year-old kid, is laughable. It's a joke. That's the least that should be happening in this instance. And so I hope his family gets justice somehow, financial or otherwise. But yeah, it's just horrible.
Yeah, we will update as the story develops. We're looking forward to the new filing.